respectful and conscious parenting? What does that mean?
Sort of what you were saying, like you were just talking about it, how you look at your children in wonder and how you look at your children with curiosity and how you see them as individual people. Like you already see them as humans. So you don't see
Mm-hmm.
them as dogs you need to train, right? Like you don't
Mm-hmm.
see them as subservient or lesser than, like these you're not running a military establishment, so you see these little people that you need to necessarily mold. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think a lot of parents are their kids' first bully. Like
Mm.
when like again, we talked about it earlier, all the don't do that, get off that, yelling at them for spilling things when they're 2, 3, however old. Come on, that's crazy. Why would they know? Or there one thing that I did when I became a parent is study like parenting, study human development. Like their brains aren't even fully developed until
Mm-hmm.
after 3 years old. So you're trying to beat um this thing into them either verbally or physically. It's abuse. Like first of all, if you wouldn't hit your spouse, the only reason why you hitting on them is because they're smaller than you and can't hit you back. Because if it was a person your size, you wouldn't. You would think you would come up with another way. You
Right.
wouldn't just throw a punch. You would come up with another way to work out whatever it is that you're doing. So I think I posted this several months ago on my Facebook, but I spanking your children is domestic violence. They just can't hit you back. Spanking, hitting, punching, we used to get like straight up. At least I did.
Mm-hmm.
Anything sort of went. But that's not cool. It's just not.
Right.
You wouldn't treat if you wouldn't hit a grown man off of and what you were talking about is your triggers. Like if you wouldn't my triggers are mine. So my daughter being herself stumbled upon one of my triggers is mine to
Mm-hmm.
work out. It's mine to deal with. The fact that I'm angry about the popsicle being on the couch, I chose to buy a white couch, right? Like that's obviously I bought it before I knew I was gonna have kids, but that the fact that I'm angry is mine to own. Me taking that out on her is fucking crazy. Like just that makes no sense. And I think in our culture, we just out of control. I get that black parents, and I was reading Will Smith's book the other day, and he was talking about how in the black community, we use fear as a discipline parenting tactic. We think it's going to help us deal with the reality of being in America, but really all it does is end up making you your child's first bully. That's just all it
Mm.
does. And I think if you're grown and you're raising children, you have more options than just fear and corporal punishment. It's up to you to be creative to use them. Um, to do what they did to us, to our own children, makes no logical sense. So, how we stand by discipline when we were disciplined when we got here to 500 years ago, I guess at this point, 400 plus years ago, they used discipline to keep us in line.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they treated their slaves was unheard of.
Right.
For us to turn around and treat our flesh and blood like that makes no sense. We didn't get that from ourselves. We got that from them, and we need to give that shit back.